Guys, welcome back to TechDose, and in this video we will look at count number of complete components problem, which is from Leetcode number 2685. Let's now read the problem statement. In this problem you are given an integer n. There is an undirected graph with n vertices numbered from 0 to n minus 1. You are given a 2D integer array edges where edges at I is an edge between ai bi, okay, an undirected edge denotes that there exists an undirected edge connecting vertices ai and bi. Return the number of complete connected components of the graph. A connected component is a subgraph of a graph in which there exists a path between any two vertices and no vertex of the graph shares an edge with a vertex outside of the subgraph. A connected component is said to be complete if there exists an edge between every pair of its vertices. Now, if you look at the given example, then there are three components which are given, right? As per the definition, three components are present. But are they actually complete? Now, if you look at the first component, it just has one node. So you do not require any edge for connectivity, so it can be said as the complete component. Now, if you look at the second component here, is there an edge between 0 to every other node? Yes, you have 0 to 1, you have 0 to 2. For 1, is there an edge to 0 and 2? Yes, you have that. For 2, do you have an edge to 0 and 1? Yes, you directly have an edge. So this is also a complete component, right? For the third component here, there are two nodes 3 and 4. So is there a direct edge between 3 and 4? Yes. And 4 and 3? Yes. So this is also a complete component. So in this given graph, we have three components and all of them are complete. So the count of complete components are 3 and therefore the answer will be 3, as you can see here, right? So I think the problem statement is simple to understand. Now let's look at the constraint. In the constraint we have maximum 50 nodes and the number of edges will be maximum n into n minus 1 by 2. That means the edges will be approximately order of v square, right? So if you write a v plus e algorithm, order of v plus e algorithm, then that will be order of n plus n square algorithm, which will become order of n square algorithm. And if your n is 50, so you can square it up and you can say that it will be 2500, right? Which will be 2.5 times of 10 to the power of 3. So it is very simple that if you write a v plus e algorithm, it will pass definitely. Or even if you write a ve algorithm, there the time complexity will be multiplied, n into n square. It will become n cube. And so you can imagine that this will become 625 and you will have approximately 4 zeros. So this will become 6.25 times of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 to the power of 6, and this will be below 10 to the power of 8. So this should actually pass. But we will be going with the optimal solution, right? Now the edges dot length is 2 because there is an edge between ui, vi, so it will be given as a pair, right? Okay, each of the pair values are within the range of 0 to n minus 1. So you can go with an array instead of going for an hash map, which will be slower on runtime. Now ai is not equals to bi means there is no self loop. That means if you give 0 comma 0, that means there is an edge from 0 to 0. This means it is a self loop. So this self loop is not present and there is no repeated edges. Means if there are two nodes 1 and 2, then if you have an edge between 1 and 2, there is not another edge 1 and 2, right? So this is called a repeated edge. This is also not present. No repeated edge, no self loops, okay? Now having understood the constraint, let's now look at an observation. In this case, the definition of complete component says that there should be an edge between all the nodes within a component. If you look at the first component, here you have just a single node. So the number of edges will be 0 and the number of nodes will be 1. These are all complete components which I have drawn with different number of node counts. This is a complete component. If you look at the second one, this is also a complete component with one edge and two nodes. You require only one edge because you just have to connect 4 with 5, right? And that will make it a complete component. If you look at the third figure, this is also a complete component with 3 nodes and actually 3 edges, right? 3 edges are present because there is an edge between 1 and every other node, 2 and every other node, and 3 and every other node, direct edges, right? If you look at the fourth one, this is also a complete component with 4 nodes and actually you need 6 edges because for this 6 you require 3 other edges, right? For this 7 you require 3 other edges. For this 9 you will require 3 other edges, and for this 8 you will require 3 other edges. So how many total edges are you requiring? In this case, if you add up all this, it will be coming as 12 edges, right? But these are not directed edges. an edge which is counted from 6 to 7 is the same edge which is counted from 7 to 6, right? So in case of undirected graph, the total number of edges, if you count, will always be 2 times of the actual number of edges that are present. So if you have counted the edges, that means 6 to 7 there is an edge, then there will always be the same edge will be used to come from 7 to 6. So if you get 12 edges, then actually you have 12 by 2. That means 6 edges in total, right? So that is how I have written n equals to 4 and edges equals to 6, and this is making our entire component as complete component. So if you notice a pattern here, let's assume that we have n nodes in a complete component. We are assuming that there is only one component with n nodes numbered from 0 to n minus 1, and it is following the property of complete component. Then for node 0, it will be connected by an undirected edge, right, to all the other nodes from 1 to n minus 1. So how many edges will it have? It will have n minus 1 edges, right? Similarly for this node 1, how many edges will it have? Now you do not want to duplicate count the edge from 0 to 1. You have already counted, and that same edge will be used to go from 1 to 0. So in order to avoid this duplicate counting, you will say that I will not go to 0, I will go to all the other nodes, and that will be n minus 1. You can say n minus 2 edges, right? Similarly for 2, since you have already counted 1 to 2 and 0 to 2, these 2 edges have to be ignored, and so the rest of the options will become n minus 3 edges, right? So likewise, for the last node, you will just have one edge, n minus 1th node, right? You will just have one edge, something like that. So if you add up all these things, all the edges, then it will come as n minus 1 into n by 2, which is the sum of first n minus 1 natural numbers, right? So this is the edge count. If you have this much edge count in a component, then by the constraints, as it is already mentioned that there are no repeated edges and no self loop, this is very important point. When there are no self loops and no repeated edges, then you can conclude that if the number of edges is equals to n into n minus 1 by 2, where n is the number of nodes within the component, then this will always be a complete component. This will be true provided there is no self loop and provided there are no parallel edges. Okay, and that is already mentioned in the question. That is how I have concluded with this mathematical formulation, right? So I think this is clear to understand. Once you know this, you already know the solution, what to do. You have to apply DFS and count the nodes and edges within a component, and easily you can solve this problem. Now let's find out all the complete components using simple DFS by counting the nodes and the edges. So I will be taking the Leetcode's first example having 3 components, and I will be taking a visited array. Initially, everything will be marked as unvisited, so I'll be marking everything as false, and I will be showing you in the graph how to traverse. Now the condition here which I will be taking will be number of edges should be equals to nodes into nodes minus 1, because I will be double counting the edges. If you don't double count the edge, then it should be equals to nodes into nodes minus 1 by 2, simply, as I had shown in the previous slide. Okay. Now in this case, I will be starting my DFS call from 0. How do I know I will be starting from 0? Because you know that all the nodes are from 0 to n minus 1. So you can start in any order, 0 to n minus 1, n minus 1 to 0, it will not affect anything, right? So I will be starting with 0, and I can start the DFS only when it has not already been covered. That means the visited value at 0 is false. Yes, it is false. So I will be starting a node counter with 0, the edge counter also with 0. And as soon as I reach to this 0, I can mark it as true, and I will increment the node count to 1. Once we are done with that, I will be checking if there is any outgoing edge. So if you look at 0, there is no outgoing edge, right? It is empty. So we will be backtracking from this 0. Now you check if the number of edges are equals to nodes into nodes minus 1. So 1 into 1 minus 1, 0. Is it equals to 0? Yes. So the number of complete components will be increasing by 1, because this is a complete component for sure. Now I will be trying DFS from 1. Can we apply DFS? Yes, because this is unvisited. Okay. So I'll be starting a node counter with 0, edge counter with 0. As soon as you reach to 1, you mark it as visited and you increment the node counter to 1. Now from this 1, what is the adjacency list saying? We can go to 2. So yes, I can go to 2. So if there is an edge to 2, if 2 is a neighbor, then I will be immediately incrementing the edges without even thinking whether 2 is visited or not, because we are trying to do double counting of the edges. Let's see how it works. So since we are done with that and 2 is not visited, I will be doing a DFS call to 2 and mark it as true, and my node counter will increase by 1. So if you look at the adjacency list of 2, there is an edge to 1, so I will increment the edge. Okay, so this is what is the double counting. There is an edge from 1 to 2 and 2 to 1. This is exactly the same edge, but I am counting it 2 times. Okay, so yes, we have counted it 2 times. Now can I make a DFS call to 1? No, because it is already visited. So I'll be backtracking from here, and I'll be backtracking from 1 as well. Now you check out, what is n into n minus 1? 2 into 1. Is it equals to 2? Yes, it is equal. So this is also a complete component, and you can increment the complete component count to 2, right? Simply check the third one. Is it a complete component? You can see that it is, but let's try it out. If you try from this 3, then what happens is your node counter starts from 0, your edge counter starts from 0 as well. So as soon as you reach to 3, you mark it as visited and increment the node counter. Now check the adjacency list of 3. You can go to 4 and 5, right? So let's go to 4. Before going to 4 also, we have to increment the edge count. Now we will go to 4 only when it is unvisited. Yes, it is unvisited. Mark it as true. Increment the node count. And from 4, now you check the adjacency list of 4. It is saying there is an edge to 3. Increment the edge count to 2. But can we visit 3? No, because it is already visited. Now there is another edge to 5. Okay, so increment the edge count to 3. Can we visit 5? Yes, because it is unvisited. So mark it as true. Increment the node count. From this 5, there is an edge to 3. So increment the edge count to 4. But can we visit 3? No, because 3 is already visited. From 5, there is an edge to 4. Okay, so increment the edge count to 5. But can we visit 4? No, because this is already visited. And we are done. We will be backtracking from here to 4. Okay, now from 4 we have tried 3 and 5. So we'll be backtracking to 3. From 3 we had only tried 4. Now from 3 I will be trying 5. So there is an edge to 5. So increment the edge count to 6. But can we do a DFS to 5? No, because it is already visited, right? It is already visited. It was marked true. So I cannot do anything. And we will be backtracking from 3. Once we are done, the number of nodes are 3 and the number of edges are 6. So what is n into n minus 1? It is 3 into 2, which will be 6. And is it equals to the number of edges? Yes. So this is also a complete component, right? Let's say that this edge was not present. If this edge was not present, then the count of edges would have been 5 and the number of nodes would have been 3. So 3 into 2, 6 will not be equals to 5, and therefore this will not be a complete component, right? This is given in the second example of Leetcode. So I think we are clear with this. And if you are clear, then it is taking V plus E time, the optimal DFS technique. And the space complexity is V plus E due to the adjacency list. Let's now look at the code. If you are someone who is looking to prepare for top product based company within a limited time of just 3 months, then we have brought for you both the DSA and the system design live interview training program. The most important feature of this program is you get a filtered and condensed structured curriculum, in-depth discussion of all the topics, and my guarantee of your understanding, one-on-one guidance with me, and live weekend classes. To know more about the training, you can WhatsApp us on this given number. In this problem, we are given the number of vertices and the edge list. From the edge list, we can make the adjacency list. This is an undirected graph. So if there is an edge from U to V, then I will consider an edge from V to U as well. So I am adding each of the edges 2 times. The complete component counts will be 0. We will be taking a visited array and we will be trying to do DFS from each of the node from 0 to n minus 1. If a node has not been visited, then that means we are looking at a new component. And if we are at a new component, yes, assign the number of edges and nodes to 0 and then apply DFS. In the DFS, our goal is to count the number of nodes and edges. So as soon as you reach to a node, increment the node count and mark it as visited as I had shown in the dry run. Then we will be trying for all the neighbors. Whether or not the neighbor is visited or not visited, we will be incrementing the edges. So this will actually count 2 times of the number of edges, double counting the edges. And I will only do DFS if the neighbor is not visited. Then I will do DFS, right? So this will be double counting the edges, but exactly counting the same number of nodes. And after coming back, we have to check if the edges is equals to nodes into node minus 1. Actually, it should have been edges equals to node into nodes minus 1 by 2 as I had shown in the calculation part. But since we are double counting the edges, we have to remove this 2, right? And that is what we have done. If the condition is satisfied, we are looking at a complete component and we will increment the counter and try the next component out. And once we are done with everything, the complete components will give us the total count of complete components in the given graph. I think this code is clear. If you still have any doubt, then feel free to comment below and I'll try to help you as soon as possible. Like and share our video and subscribe to our channel in order to watch more of these programming videos. See you guys in the next video. Thank you.